The next meeting will be Saturday the 30th of May. If you missed the last one at Walton Park, don't worry, because we're having another one. And this, of course, is to expose the fact that this lockdown is not just unlawful, but it's a step towards a new world order, which is what they're planning. Whether they're going to bring in phase 2 or not, who knows. But the meeting is now, everyone had a consensus, and the general consensus was we moved the meeting from Walton Park to the Market Square. So this Saturday, the 30th of May at 12 noon, we will be meeting in the Market Square. If you have banners, you have posters, you want information out there, that's where to take it. The Market Square, so we can start to talk and interact with other people, rather than us all sitting around or standing away from each other, distancing, which there is no scientific evidence that it does anything at all. And when you understand that a virus cannot spread through the air, cannot spread by touching things, it makes it even more ridiculous that people are doing this social distancing thing and wearing a mask. Now, if you're wearing a mask, why? Wearing a mask does not stop a virus. A virus is so small, you have to look under a microscope to see it. If you think a mask, paper mask, cloth mask, whatever, will stop something as small as a virus, but it will allow oxygen molecules through, you maybe want to realise that you've been brainwashed and indoctrinated by the government. Wearing a mask does not stop you getting viruses. It stops you from expelling certain objects. This is why when doctors are operating on someone, they cut someone open and they're operating them, they wear a mask to stop them spitting shit into an open wound. Anyone that's healthy should not be wearing a mask. It reduces your way of breathing. You're more likely to come down with a respiratory problem by wearing a mask. So stop wearing a mask. And these gloves. I'm in my mid-50s. I haven't been washing my hands vigorously. I haven't been wearing a mask. I haven't been wearing gloves. I've been carrying on with my life as though nothing had changed, apart from the fact I can't go to the pub or restaurant, obviously. If you want to have your say, we will have speakers, apparently. I'll probably be there and share my bit with you as well. In fact, I will be there and I'll share my bit with you. 12 noon, this Saturday coming, 30th of May. Nottingham City Centre, Market Square. Come down, lose the fear, realise that you've all been brainwashed, and let's end this evil Luciferian system that we're living in, because that's what it is. Social distancing is the worst thing for a social animal. We're all social animals. We get our immunity from shaking hands with other people who have different bacteria and bugs. And we get them. And our immune system goes, there's a bug here. Builds up a defence, wipes it out. By not touching other people and other things, you are lowering your immune system, which will make you more likely to become susceptible to any viruses or bacteria out there. Now, the one thing I want you to notice is they are no longer calling it COVID-19. They're now calling it the coronavirus, which is the common cold or flu or that type of thing. Runny nose, cough, that sort of thing. Why have they changed the name from COVID-19 to coronavirus? Well, that's because there is zero evidence that the coronavirus, or the COVID-19 virus should I say, see, the brainwashing even works. There is no evidence that the COVID-19 virus even exists. The death toll for the first 4 months of this year has been less than every year, and I've only gone back 4 years. It's been less than the last 4 years. So, even though you could be a skydiver, you jump out and you forget to put your parachute on, when you hit the ground, Cause of death, COVID-19. You have a car crash, die. Cause of death, COVID-19. This is a government psyop to keep you lot under control that can't see that it's a government psyop. There are idiots out there that are proud that they're social distancing. We're social distancing, we are. Well, great. If you're living in fear, you believe this bullshit that is a psyop, you carry on doing what you're doing. However, for those that know this is a psyop, and that's anyone, absolutely anyone, that does the smidgenest bit of digging into it, will find out almost instantly it's not going to kill you. Even Chris Whitty, who was paid off by the sum of 31 or 41 million by Bill Gates, has come out and said, but the problem is, the majority of idiots brainwashed these days, they've watched the news. I mean, I don't watch the news, as you all know, and I don't read newspapers, although from when I'm doing it, I just read the front pages and shit, because it's all bullshit, fear, propaganda. People have stopped listening to what the government medical advisors are saying. Chris Whitty, the chief medical advisor, has come out and said there are 99.9% of you who will not get infected. Let me just reiterate that. That means that 0.1%, actually it's 0.05%, if I'm being absolutely spot on about this, that will or could contract the flu, a cold, which is basically what it is. Now, if Chris Whitty, who's been paid millions of pounds to tell the truth the way that Bill Gates wants you to believe it, has come out and said 99.9% of you will not even get it, and some of you may have already have had it, and the worst that can happen is, oh well, maybe you'll spend a few days in bed, which is of course more propaganda, because if you've got a healthy immune system, you won't even know you've had it or got it, because it doesn't exist. There is zero evidence that's come out and said COVID-19 can even be tested for. And the reason it can't be tested for, which is why they're testing everyone, all these tests are simply for the coronavirus, the common cold. COVID-19 cannot be tested for because it does not exist. It was a made up lot of bullshit. But so many out there seem to think it's real. It's not. It's the common cold. And that's why the figures don't add up. That's why the figures for the first 4 months of this year are less than the last 4 years. However, this is about the meeting to explain that we see through your brainwashing bullshit, governments, and we're not putting up with it. Come down, get some information. If you don't know what's going on, definitely come down and get some information. If you're aware of what's going on, come down. You might know something that we don't, and we can share together. Of course, we'll be talking with each other, and possibly not totally any other bullshit. This Saturday, 30th of May, Market Square, Nottingham, 12 noon. See you there for more information. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.